Hello everyone, Dr. Eames here. What I'd like to talk about now is just a couple of topics from our introductory chapter. Standard of living versus quality of life, and then insourcing and outsourcing. So first, let's just talk about standard of living. Um, Businesses don't operate in a vacuum. They operate within a country or in a culture, and when they branch out possibly and spread to other foreign countries, they just expand operations and so forth. But the standard of living, for example, in the United States is one of the highest in the world. Um, and we might find examples of countries where workers make more than the workers in the United States, but generally we could also say at the same time the prices for products in those countries are much higher than they would be here for us. So when we look at standard of living, the simple definition of that is that it is the amount of goods and services people can buy with the money they have. And generally, standard of living is related to, do you have any money left over after you pay your bills? Now, this is not quite the same concept as quality of life. High quality of life requires that we really combine the efforts of our business, our nonprofits, and our public and governmental agencies, more or less working together to move our particular culture or society forward in some way. So quality of life is a little bit differently defined. It's not about the amount of things that you can purchase. It's about your general well-being. How are you doing in your society? How is everyone getting along? What's the sense that you have some political freedom, that you're taking care of the natural environment, that you have access to important things like education and health care, that you feel safe in your house, in your neighborhood, that you have a fair amount of leisure time so that you're not just working only and that you are enjoying life a little bit. So quality of life is about many things that relate to well-being, such as, am I getting enough rewards that make my life satisfying, and am I experiencing joy from the sorts of things I'm doing, particularly in the business sense, economically? Am I getting the things I want? Am I able to buy the goods and services that I need and really would like? Now let me switch now to insourcing versus outsourcing. This is something that we do in business really to make sure that we are the most efficient we could be. It's generally a neutral sort of decision, but many businesses today are under a lot of pressure not to do the outsourcing. So let's just start right there. Outsourcing is contracting with other companies to do some work for you, or some activity or process or service that you need that you either don't want to do yourself, that you don't have the expertise to do, or you can't afford to do on your own. You simply might not have the time. The problem of having these functions in business, things that need to be done, activities, is that these outsourcing companies are often in other countries, particularly if you outsource the labor. A major factor in making something. Well, if you're not making it in your home country, then certainly your home country is losing out on sales tax, on wages, on revenues that can be spent and injected back into the economy by workers and all sorts of things. So certainly today, outsourcing is out there, it's real, but there's a lot of negativity associated with it, in at least right now in contemporary times, and many companies are quite aware, particularly because the political climate is so much focused on how much outsourcing are you doing, because many of our largest corporations in this country are getting extremely wealthy, while we really don't see that for the average worker. Now, insourcing is a concept that we really don't hear much about. It's not one that everybody's talking about, but insourcing is just really the opposite. It's when foreign companies come to our country and open up a physical storefront or a shop or a factory or whatever is needed to provide insourcing for us. And so for us, if we're a small company and we happen to take services from one of these foreign companies, even if they're located in the United States, we're outsourcing. But for those companies, they're insourcing for us. And whenever, in fact, our own companies perform services for companies in other countries, we're in fact doing a form of insourcing for them. So it's just a way to parse out things and understand what's really going on when businesses try and satisfy the needs of their stakeholders. Okay, that's all I want to talk about this time, folks. I'll talk to you soon.